Hey everybody!
Hi.
Hello! This is MaJeliv, we're the Vasquez family. I'm Matthew.
I'm Jemmy.
And I'm Joshua.
And today we are going to be reacting to the teaser trailer of Moana 2. Honestly, we're kind of surprised that we're even sitting here reacting to this teaser. I know Bob Iger announced not too long ago that there would be a sequel to Moana. Disney seems to love Moana. They've been putting her everywhere in their parks and everywhere. I mean, a lot of kids love Moana. Yes.
She's a great character.
This movie came out, I think I was a freshman in high school.
It's just been a lot of Moana,
school.
so it's kind of like,
yeah.
The question is why.
From the sound of it, this was supposed to be a series on Disney Plus, and then kind of adapted now into a film.
I mean,
kind
hey,
of
that's
got
great.
the concept
that's
of that.
the idea.
That's the idea.
That's definitely the way that we should be headed.
Well, especially with Moana, like who she is, like she deserves a film, you know?
Yeah, it makes sense why they would make a sequel because Moana is again such a great character, loved by a lot of people, and yeah, it was a great story. The first one was fantastic, and we've seen Frozen get a sequel in the recent years, so it makes sense why it would be about time that Moana gets a sequel as well. There's still some question marks about the live action they're making that we can talk about after. But yes, this is a short teaser. Again, it is a teaser, so we won't be seeing too much here, but just enough. It's supposed to come out this year, so extremely fast turnaround.
Yeah.
But anyway,
really
guys, thank you for joining us today. Let's jump into the teaser trailer of Moana 2. Here we go.
Oh.
Oh. Whoa, Maui. Or Moana. I see Maui's hook in the back.
Oh. Man.
Yo.
She's back!
Still looks good to me, like,
Wow.
quality-wise, right?
From Disney, obviously.
Like, I'm curious where her journey takes her now, you know? Oh, wow, she has a younger sister now, you see that?
Whoa.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa. Oh.
There he is.
This November.
This is a call from
Okay.
Okay, there's her voice.
There we
I was
go.
like, where is her voice? Dolphins, look at that.
and reconnect our people across the
Wow.
entire ocean.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yo!
Oh.
Maui?
Boat snack. Boat snack upgrade. Bacon and eggs. Why didn't you bring the pig last time?
Oh my gosh. It's a very
Wow.
Maui thing to say.
Man.
I honestly like that
okay.
it's still kind of vague as to what the story is.
Well, I feel like they were vague with that too, even when they announced the first one. So I like how they don't show too much of the story.
It's interesting because they're not really talking too much. There wasn't a lot of lines that were said. And I also think it's not that new. Like, there's a lot that they haven't shown us, of course. But I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of the similar shots just kind of changed a little bit, right? The whole, like, boat snack thing, and, like, there's certain jokes that, I feel like, and you can compare this to, like, a Frozen 2. There was new places to explore that were being promised, these woods that were with like orange leaves and new creatures, new concepts, and whereas this is very a lot of similar things, and as far as a teaser trailer goes, there's promise of there being a story to be unfolded, but
and more like them going beyond. But you're right, yeah.
A lot of similar shots, a lot of similar things, and it almost feels like it's like it's nothing that. Like, at least just as far as maybe a teaser trailer goes, not to say that the story itself won't be great. It's just, what is it really promising in terms of a new story? Or is it just going to be a Moana 2, which is the same thing again, just a little different? So what is the drastic difference? What are they offering us this time that is worth going to the theaters to see?
Because Frozen 2, Frozen 2, I remember that there was new seasons.
Anna holding a sword? Are you kidding me? I would go to the theaters to go see Anna slay something. I don't know what she would slay, but it's that whole concept. Like, to see them, like, with, like, a water horse, and of course that's Frozen too, but,
Yeah.
You can't.
And again, this
compare
is just only a teaser, so
right, but that also was just a teaser, and like Elsa was running on a
Yeah.
frozen
No, you're right.
ocean. So I'm just comparing the two, and the vibes were very different. This was
Yeah, of
very
course.
similar to the first Moana. So
And
that's
it
just
could
that's
be
where
just, like,
I coming from.
It could just be like bringing people back of like what that one was, because obviously it has been 8 years since the
Right.
first one.
Yeah.
right.
So that could be a possibility. But also it seems like too that she's almost taking her village to the places that she used to visit, and she's like trying to unite these people. So it's really interesting. It's like kind of revisiting the past, but in a different way. So it's obviously a very different storyline than what Frozen is and what Frozen 2 became. I mean, we loved it. It was amazing.
very different dynamic.
But very different dynamic, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what they offer in this and what new things they have. Because obviously, she's got a new outfit. She's like the leader of her
Yeah,
people
she's got
now.
a really cool look. For sure.
Maui's obviously back.
Yeah.
So we'll see. There's a lot of similar
there's new
things,
characters, right? Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because when you make a sequel, it's like how do you keep things fresh and give them new while still having some of the things that you love from the first one. But then obviously there is that threat in the first one of Tafiti and Maui stealing the heart of Tafiti, and now what is that threat going to be,
Yeah,
or what is it going to be? Because obviously we're seeing her enter onto this voyage with these new characters. I mean, you're seeing these two guys in there on the ship in the thumbnail, and then of course we saw her parents with like a new little baby, so maybe she's an older sister now. There's just a lot of new things I think for the village that we could get into, which is really cool. It's just now that on a bigger scale, how are you expanding her world, the world of Moana, and what lies beyond, right? If her people are now exploring, what else are they going to find? If she's uniting these different islands or nations or whatever it is, I'm curious about that. Who else are we going to meet? Maybe that's what they're trying to maybe hold back and not share completely, to see where they're going to be expanding the world of Moana, because that was kind of the whole thing of the first one, was her island, keeping that safe, and then barely going out. The only other people that we saw was obviously the big crab, and then you have the little coconut guys. But there's a lot else out there, I imagine. So I'm very, very curious that aspect. Who else? What other humans are they gonna maybe run into that we just haven't met yet?
Yeah.
Especially if now she's being called to unite other people. Because the whole thing about this was that they were kind of on their own in solitude, unified together, but they were kind of separate from everyone else. So again, that's very interesting. Who else are they gonna meet, and what other threats are out there? I mean, we saw that big sea monster, whatever that was. So
yeah.
I mean, we know. I mean, the Earth. I mean, most of the Earth is the ocean. So there's a lot of creative liberty they have there as to what to explore. Yeah.
And how different will the characters be as well? What have they learned from the first one? How are they going to move forward with new personality, with new things to balance and to trust each other? Again, I keep going back to Frozen 2 because it was such a great sequel. If you have the characters and the way that they've changed and developed, and relationships are a bit more strong and yet very fragile to what may come. And so you're having, sister relationships.
Really good conflicts.
Do you guys know if Lin-Manuel Miranda is a part of this? Like, if the music-wise?
I'm not sure. It's the same music from the last movie. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's certain shots they could have totally recycled and, like, just reanimated. It felt very similar. And that's just coming from me. Like, it felt like this was just, of course, it is a continuation.
It's just to kind of hold off and give us something, and we might get something.
Well, again, it's very much true to the teaser trailer. It's showing us, like, you'll have a bit of what the old one had, but also a lot of new things. Because there was a lot of cool new shots. They were just very quick and brief, which could be on purpose. So I'm curious.
We also watched the Frozen 2 behind the scenes. I keep saying Frozen 2, but essentially,
well, it's because that's the most immediate thing that we've seen that has like a sequel.
They also released the teaser trailer for Frozen 2, and they hadn't even finished the story of the movie yet. So the animators, they're probably far away, but
probably knee deep.
They need the time and they need to keep going. So so if they can't show us everything right now because they're still working on it, keep going, guys.
And sometimes that's better, not seeing everything. I mean, we've experienced that. We don't always like trailers that give us everything because that's then it takes away from the story.
Because then you spoil the movie. It's like,
and part of the magic of, I remember, because you guys saw Moana first originally when we first saw it years ago. I remember half of what made it so great was that you didn't know a lot of what you were entering into.
It was so unexpected.
That's part of the magic of going to experience a movie like this. So anyway, only time will tell. Of course, we are huge Disney fans. If you guys have been around, you know that we love Disney.
Yes.
We love Disney. It's been part of our lives for a very long time, and so obviously we're rooting for the company and for the studios and for their storytelling, because they have told some really fantastic stories in the past, and they can continue to, even through rough patches or whatever other people might think. So anyways, yes, rooting for Disney. We're eager to see how this movie comes out, and we definitely want to hear your thoughts down below in the comments as to what Moana means to you, how you feel about this trailer, maybe what stood out to you, what your theories are, maybe some behind the scenes, like things of behind the scenes that news wise, like if there's information that's come out that is good to know about, like I asked about Lin-Manuel Miranda, if he's attached, because I know the music in his artistic footprint in the first one is part of what made it so amazing.
Well, the world building, yeah.
But all of that, the musicality too. It's like, that's such a deep part, especially when there's so much music. So not having him on board is a little like interesting if that's the case. But anyway, definitely meet us in the comments. Let us know what you guys have to say. And besides that, you guys go out there, spread your light, and we'll see you guys in the next MaJeliv video. Have a MaJeliv day.
Bye.
Bye.